Worship looks different at every church. Some have a full band with multiple volunteers and different teams, and others sing hymns and have a couple of ushers. Now, no matter what worship looks like at your church, you still need an easy way to plan and schedule out your volunteers. And let me show you how ChurchTrac can do that for you. So to get started, go ahead and log into your ChurchTrac account and then select the Worship and Scheduling screen. By the way, this is only available on ChurchTrac Plus. Now from here, I can select the upcoming service that I wish to look at, and so I will look at the next service that I have coming up. And what's great is I can see this worship outline. I can see all the different songs, service elements. I can put in notes. I have durations, who it's led by, all the things. I can easily move things around, which I really appreciate just because sometimes when I'm talking to the pastor and I'm like, hey, maybe we can move this song here, or I'll get feedback from someone else and we need to switch things up. It just makes it nice to be able to move things around and not have to jump through all the hoops to do that. Now, when it comes to planning out worship, we have to also schedule people. And so with the scheduling tab, I can go ahead and send out scheduling requests to all of my people and they can start responding yes or no. And then thankfully in this case, everyone's accepted, so yay. But from here, I can also send out scheduling reminders, which is probably my favorite feature, just because whenever we're scheduling out people, there's a lot of people that may not show up to a rehearsal, but they're still serving on a Sunday. Maybe it's someone who's running the live stream, maybe it's someone who's running the lyrics or something like that. And so whenever we're scheduling people out like a month out in advance, sometimes they can forget that they're scheduled. And so being able to have the system automatically send a reminder and say, oh, 3 days before the event, every person on my team is going to get that reminder, just letting them know that, hey, so-and-so, you're scheduled to run the lyrics for Sunday morning. And so that way, if there is an issue, they'll see it sooner rather than later and let me know. So that's a great feature. It has definitely saved me a few times with people that had to go out of town and forgot they were scheduled. Now, going beyond that, I want to show what it looks like for your people. So when you send out a scheduling request, your people will get an email and they will also get a text message if you have that enabled. And so from there, when they select that, they will see the worship outline where they can respond whether or not they can do it. And then they can view that outline. They can see all of the songs right there from their smartphone. If they want to click a certain song, they can go ahead and pull up the chords right on their phone. Super handy. And another really nice feature when it comes to just making it easy for your volunteers is giving them the power to do things like set their availability. And so in Church Connect, which is the hub for your whole church, your people can also do that as well by going to the upcoming events, and then they can update their availability, which is super cool. And so from here, I can pick a date and say that maybe I'm going to be out of town on December 1st or December 4th. Then I can do that. I can save those dates. So a lot of good stuff going on there with Church Connect, and Church Connect works with the worship and scheduling, and that's all part of ChurchTrac there. All right, so moving beyond the scheduling side of things, let's talk about the rehearsals as well. So whenever you send out those requests to your people, you can actually have rehearsals as well. So if I wanted to add rehearsals, I could go ahead, add those rehearsals, have the times, all the things I need for that. Now, when it comes to creating worship services, you can create a service by just clicking the add button and creating a service and putting in all the details. And you can also create from a template. I highly recommend creating templates just because it saves you a lot of time. A lot of times, us as worship leaders, we don't constantly change up our services a crazy amount. We kind of have a rhythm of things that we do in the service. And so you can create these templates to really just save you a lot of time. Now, my second favorite feature I want to show you. It's called side by side. So when you have a service pulled up and you're looking at the outline, I can go ahead, scroll down to the bottom, click side by side, and then it brings this whole new window that drops down in which I can load up to 4 services at once. And so I'll select load services, and then I can go ahead and load up these 3 additional services. And now I'm viewing 4 worship services at the same exact time. And this is so great because I can go through, I can look at the songs I have scheduled, I can move things around. So if I say, you know what, I don't want to do Goodness of God this week, I'm going to make up this audible here and change it and put it for next week. And then I'm going to put Battle Belongs over here for this week. I can easily do that. But it's more than just changing up songs and service elements. You can actually do the same with all of your people that you have scheduled. And this is just so great because when people are probably the hardest thing to be able to move around and stuff. And so being able to do that very quickly, and this is way beyond your worship team, by the way. Lots of children's ministries love using this feature. Your welcome team, whatever team you're trying to schedule, side by side is such a great tool for that. And that's kind of a perfect segue to talk about teams and roles here. So on the teams and roles tab, this is where you can add all of your teams into ChurchTrac. Now, by default, we have the worship team, but you can create an AV team, a welcome team, children's ministry, you name it, and you create all of your different roles within that ministry. One thing I really appreciate about this is being able to see how many people are in each role. And this is just so great because it really enables you just to see the depth of that particular ministry and how many people you have. And so that way, very quickly, I can look at my worship team, see all the roles, and see that, man, I've got 7 keys players. That's crazy. But I've only got 1 saxophone player. That needs to change. I need to find some more saxophone players. So it's really neat being able to see that. Now, last but not least, song library. It would not be a worship planning software if it did not have a song library. And so we've got you covered with that. So on the song library tab, this is where I have access to all of my music that I've put into ChurchTrac. You can add your songs either manually or you can import directly from Song Select with our Song Select integration. And this is just so nice because when I import these songs from Song Select, it pulls all the tags from Song Select, CCLI number, all that good stuff. But going beyond that, you can add chord charts, you can upload MP3s, I can put links to YouTube for maybe to help my electric guitarist get down a certain lead. I can just pull a video in there. So whatever you want to do to help your team and give them those resources, you can put that here in your song library as well. And we even have these collections, so I can have a collection of maybe my current rotation or my hymns or Christmas music, you name it. And again, you can use this for way beyond just your worship team. Use it to plan out your curriculum for Sunday school and then schedule your children's ministry volunteers. Use it to schedule your welcome team, schedule your parking lot team, and so much more. So that's worship and scheduling. To dive deeper into getting things set up, be sure to check out our worship planning setup article in the user guide. Our user guide is filled with hundreds of articles, step-by-steps, videos, and we also post our library of all of our videos and previous live streams on our YouTube channel. So be sure to check that out and subscribe. Well, I've got some songs to learn. See you later.